Hi, welcome back to Natasha in Your Phone, the YouTube channel. Still, I don't know. I'm really excited. It's still kind of weird to think that I actually did this, even though this probably won't be public for another month, but that's okay. I do have some back journaling to do. I have not been in here. I was previously doing back journaling, so now I'm behind by a week, which is fine. I've been noticing that lately I've been doing a lot of back journaling, but I think I'm going to start with Tuesday because I already have, that was something, we actually did something that day, and I already printed out photos covering up baby's face, but this is something that I usually use my phone for. I'll go through, look at all the photos, and see what I want to print out. I try to do it all on one page, but printed this one out a couple days ago actually. So I would usually have like my monthly, daily photos up here that I would cut out if I finished any books, which I have not, and that's fine. Yeah, it's so weird being part of like the Bookstagram community, and people are always trying to finish all these books, and you feel like you're falling behind if you're not like constantly reading. So I've just been like, it's okay. I know I haven't been in the mood to read, and I've just been honoring that. So it's okay. And reading one book this month is more than the majority of people. So I printed out a ton of B-reels that I think I'm just gonna put it all on one page. But we did go to a sunflower festival, so I printed out photos. They had really good donuts there. I have a little receipt with a number, and even though this isn't like marked at all, I might just write on it like Sunflower Festival, or I don't know. I did save it. We'll see what I end up doing. So I think to start out, it's to the point now where this doesn't actually lay flat. So I've been folding it back, and that terrified me for a while. Oh, I forgot to mention that in this room are both of my dogs and my African gray parrot. The parrot is usually pretty good, so you might hear occasional whistles or beeps or something. If he does his loud beeps, I will move him to a different room, but thought I would add that just because I forget that he's here sometimes, and then he makes a noise and it's just surprising. So I'm just gonna start by cutting all this out. Okay, now let's see. I usually just start by laying stuff out and seeing how I like it. And there really is no rhyme or reason to it. Sunflower Festival. Yeah, so I'm gonna start off, I'm just gonna ditch this case. Actually, so this is like, just like a thank you card that I had messed up on and cut off the top because I don't have a pencil board, and it just seems like a big expense, not a big expense, but something that like the price of it doesn't seem worth it to me. So I have this, and then since I've heard other stuff from people where they're just like, you need to have it a couple, like if you get an actual hobonichi pencil board, you need to have it a couple pages behind, otherwise it's like really hard. Like it's a hard surface to write on. And so this one fits me just fine. Maybe I'll get one for next year, we will see. But I do, well, let's see, I'm just gonna go with this placement right here. So I'm just using double-sided tape. And for me, like, this is easy, it's portable. I'm not actually looking for other, oh, there's Zazu. I'm not, hello? Yeah? So sorry. I'm just not really interested in like other glues. I do have, let's see. I do have like this Tombow permanent adhesive, which is fine. It just, sometimes it doesn't come out great or smoothly, and so I do prefer, I usually get them in like a 3-pack. Oops. So I have just tons of double-sided tape around. I did try this Tombow glue pen, and it's fine. It worked for what I needed it for, and I still have it, so I mean, I'll still use it as needed, but that is not an everyday carry for me. I don't think I've used it since the one project that I needed it for, and it was just that I had used my Cricut to cut out some lettering, and it was just really thin, and I didn't want to be cutting double-sided tape that thin, and this adhesive wasn't going to be strong enough for it, or thin enough, sorry, that wasn't going to be thin enough. Okay, feel good about that. This one works. I'm just gonna write Sunflower Festival on this. That might take a little bit to dry actually, but I mean, that's fine. Okay, sweet, so I'll cut it like right there. And I think I'm going to cut, oh, interesting. Well, I'm really glad that that was there since it bled through so badly. But I am going to cut it back here. I think I'm just gonna use these small scissors just so that it's not too bulky. Okay, interesting. Good to know. I take this down. Oh no! Okay, maybe this is not the best thing to save. I cannot get this off my fingers. Oh no! Okay, whew. Let's hurry and place that. Okay, I don't think that ink is all the way dry, so... Oh, maybe it is. Okay, anyway. No, I want it down here. Let's have this. I'll have it down here. Just because this piece is thicker, so I don't want to like keep adding on top of that. Okay, let's. I think I'm gonna write the ranch up here. I'm considering. Actually, I will just because I already have this out. Just make it stand out, just to add a few more, just another layer. Just add a circle. Sometimes I like outlining the circles again, just so that it gives it a little bit more depth, especially with Tombow markers. They're really easy to layer. Oh, that's actually a lot easier to see on the camera than it is in real life, which is interesting. But anyway, just kind of making the edges a little bit darker, just because. I'll let that dry for just a second. So I've shown it before, I think just to give a little background on the pens that I use. So this is the Tombow Fudonosoki, I think is how you say it, and this blue one is the hard tip. Let me find. And this is the soft tip, is this green one. And I like both of them, and I go back and forth. Like, I swear it's as soon as I say, oh, this is the one that I prefer, I end up switching. So I like both of them for different reasons. In my hobonichi, I've been using the hard tip more, and I just barely opened this one like recently. So it's still like so nice. It writes a whole lot thinner than I'm used to. This is the one I was using, so you can tell that like that tip is just, it's very well used. So it is kind of a transition for me where I've been using just this not pointy tip, but it does help if I want to do thicker type lettering. So anyway, I just mark my old ones with washi tape, and I don't know, that way it's just easier when I'm grabbing it out. But just a little background into that, I guess. So let's see, we're gonna add, oh, it's Cross E Ranch, and I think I'm going to have it on an angle just because, one, of the shape, and I'm thinking I would do cross at the top and maybe fit it more to the shape, Cross E, and then have ranch at the bottom. And normally, like, just to give, I don't, this is like the first time that I've actually tried to say my thought process as I'm journaling. So it is kind of interesting being like, wait, why am I doing this? And I think it's just, I mean, this has a grid, which is nice. You can keep everything like straight and level, but it's the stuff like when it's sideways, it's a little bit more eye-catching. Not that, I mean, it's going to be an eye-catching page anyway, but let me see, like, that's not a good example. I guess it is a little bit on an angle, and this one I put state in first, just so that I could get some spacing right. But like, I do like writing at an angle, and especially because this one was so like, I mean, not super straight, but I was more straight. I didn't actually try it. Down here I tried to stay more in the grid, but sometimes you just have to switch it up. So I guess it's really just whatever I'm feeling, and I'm feeling that this one is going to be on an angle. So this one I'm actually going to go in just so that this S doesn't get too thick. Whatever, it's already thicker. I think I'm going to have a capital E, but I might do it like the backwards 3 type style. No, I'm not. Just go for it. Just do these dashes. And then I'm just gonna have ranch fit around that. Probably should have started with the E so I could have cross do that as well, but oh well. Let's find, what do I want? I think I'm gonna add another little color right here that kind of points to the donut and just says like really good donuts or something like that. I'm gonna put a tiny piece of tape there. Oh, maybe. There we go. That'll stay down a little bit better. Let's find color. Maybe I'll go with orange. And with this shape, I was kind of deciding, like, I was thinking maybe doing like a little voice bubble thing where it has an arrow and then, okay, that's not bleeding through. Something like that, but I'm not really, that's my hand, I'm not really like speaking from it. So I just kind of made this to fill the space, but so I can still write in this area and not have it be like too choppy. So that was the thought process there. Let me find a pen. My favorite is Pilot G2 in 5mm. I did try Sharpie S Gel and I do really like it. And it's interesting because I actually like this better in like my cheap work journal than I do any of my other journals. It's not quite as pointy, which is fine. And I think the Sharpie ink dries a little bit faster, but whatever. And there's Zazu trying to blow something out. That's the newest sound that he's made. So I'm just gonna write, I think, fresh apple donuts or apple cinnamon donuts. But I'm pretty sure that's dried, but don't want to take that chance. This is probably one where I'm gonna go off the little shape that I made, but that's fine. It actually happens a lot. Maybe I'll extend it fresh. Yeah, make this just a little bit bigger. Give it a little bit more curve. Okay, so there's that. I think this is all I'm gonna do. I'll just write in a little bit more. There we go. Oops. That'll be my Zazu going off. But I think I will just finish up with adding some little dots just to fill some of these little spaces. Put it up here. And corner just looked a little bit too blank, a little bit too empty, so here we go. Okay, I think the last thing I'll do is just go and circle the okay. There we go. I'm gonna call this page good. So this is it up close. There we are. Thank you for journaling with me, and I'm actually really excited to do more. I don't know, it's kind of interesting actually talking through my process. And it's going to be interesting to see in following ones, where I don't have as many like photos. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and feel free to comment on anything. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and thank you so much.